Hi, I'm Erin from Paired, and if you're looking to hire talent in Spain, you're not alone. More companies are turning to Spain to hire remote talent, and for good reason. You get highly educated talent, strong English speakers, and a lower cost of labor than most Western markets. But hiring overseas isn't just about hiring someone with the right resume. It's about understanding how people work, what they expect, how to make a setup that works across different time zones, cultures, and contracts. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know in hiring in Spain. What makes this market special, what the local culture is like, how can you stay compliant, and how to build strong long-term relationships. Why Spain is a hiring hubspot. Spain has become a go-to hubspot for global companies hiring remote talent. You'll find designers, marketers, developers, and customer support specialists, many of whom are already used to working with international teams. Here's why more companies are hiring here. Talent quality is high. Spain has a strong university system and a growing startup ecosystem. You'll find people who are technically sharp and culturally adaptable. And English proficiency is strong. Especially in major cities like Madrid, Barcelona, and Valencia, many talent are bilingual or fluent. In addition to that, labor costs are lower. Compared to the US or Northern Europe, salaries in Spain are around 30 to 50% lower for the same type of skill. And time zone overlap works. Spain is on Central European time, which means full day overlap in the UK and partial overlap in US mornings. If you're looking for people to contribute in a very high level without breaking your budget, Spain is a very smart move. And because Spain isn't as heavily targeted by recruiters than other regions, you'll get faster responses and more long-term interest. This makes it easier to build real relationships and not just transactions. And honestly, it's a hidden gem for teams who want quality without the chaos. What work culture looks like in Spain. Now let's talk about what it's like to work with someone in Spain. This is where culture comes in. And when you're hiring overseas, it matters more than you think. Spanish talent tend to be more direct, warm, and collaborative. They value clarity in communication, but also mutual respect. Work-life balance is also very important here. People protect their evenings and weekends. That does not mean they're less committed. It means they're more used to working with intention and not burnout. Lunch breaks are real and vacation time is respected. So if you're coming from a 24/7 hustle culture, this might feel different, but it's honestly a strength. And teams with healthy boundaries tend to perform better long term. And when you build trust with a Spanish talent, you'll get someone who's loyal, engaged, and consistent. You might also notice that meetings in Spain might have more of a social tone. People like to connect before jumping into tasks. Lean into that. It builds rapport and it makes your work feel more human. And that's a big deal when you're building across borders. What you need to know about compliance. If you've never hired in Spain before, here's what you need to know to stay compliant. There are two main options in hiring in Spain. One, you can hire them as a contractor, or you can use an employee of record and bring them on as a full-time employee. Let's break it down. Option one, contractor autonomo. Many Spanish talent are set up as freelancers. They handle their taxes, social security, and invoicing. This is ideal for part-time, project-based roles or roles that don't require set hours. But be careful. If you start treating them like a full-time employee with set hours, tools, and exclusivity, you could run into misclassification risk. This can trigger audits, fines, and even forced reclassification as an employee. To avoid that, stay flexible, document your arrangement, and even consider a EOR for full-time roles. Option two is hire through an EOR. An EOR, or employer of record, is a local partner that legally employs your hire on your behalf. They handle contracts, taxes, payroll, and benefits, so you don't have to set up a company in Spain. This is the best option for full-time roles or long-term employment. At Paired, we help companies choose the right path based on role, budget, and timeline. Whether you go contractor or EOR, we'll make sure you're set up in a way where it's legal, ethical, and future-proof. Keep in mind, labor laws in Spain favor employee protection. That's not a bad thing, it just means you need to be more intentional with the setup. And it's easier to get this right than untangle it later. Where to find great talent. Spain has a deep talent pool. The challenge isn't finding people, it's knowing where to look. Here are a few places to start. For creative roles like design, content, and marketing, check out Domestika, a community of Spanish speakers with polished portfolios. Another one is Malt, a freelancer platform with profiles across digital and creative work. Another Another one is Behance, perfect for reviewing past projects and visual style. For tech and product roles, check out We Love Devs, a dev-specific job board that's strong in the Spanish market. Another one is GitHub and AngelList, great for startup-minded developers with remote experience. For customer support or operations, check LinkedIn or Job and Talent. Strong reach in Spain and easier to filter remote experience. And if you want to skip the search, that's where we come in. At Paired, we source, vet, and deliver top Spanish candidates who already know how to work in different time zones and hit the ground running. Whether you need one person or a whole team, we'll make sure every hire is ready to contribute from day one. You're not just hiring for skill set, you're hiring for momentum. And the right candidate can help you move faster, especially if they understand your tools, time zone, and communication style. How to interview and collaborate across time zones. Now, Spain is usually 6 to 9 hours ahead of US time zone, dependent on where you're based. But mornings give you more overlap than you might think. When you're interviewing Spanish candidates, pay attention to how they communicate. Ask about their remote experience and ask how they stay aligned with their international teams. Here are a good few questions. How do you prefer to give and receive feedback? Can you walk me through how you worked remotely before in the past? You're looking for clear communication, some comfort in Notion and Slack, and some async muscle. Great candidates will often send looms or summaries after meetings to keep things going. Those are green flags. And if they've worked for global clients before, that's a big plus. Also, pay attention to follow up. Do they send summaries? Do they ask clarifying questions? That's a sign that they know how to lead without constant check-ins, which is gold for remote teams. How to set them up for success. Once you've made the right hire, don't hand over tasks and walk away. Set the relationship up right. Share your brand, goals, and expectations. Clarify your feedback style and review cycles. Make space for asynchronous collaboration, but don't skip the live check-in. Even a weekly Loom or Slack message can go a long way. And if you're working with someone long-term, invite them into your roadmap. Let them see where the business is headed. The more they understand your priorities, the more they can flag opportunities and things you might have missed. Here's why Spain makes sense for growing teams. You get high-level talent without San Francisco prices. You get cultural alignment without 12-hour time zone gaps. And you get talent who value trust, consistency, and doing excellent work. At Paired, we've helped companies build overseas teams out of Spain, and it works. The hires stay, the output is strong, and the team gets better faster. Every person we recommend is vetted not just for skill, but for communication and cultural fit. And every hire is backed up by our 90-day guarantee. If someone isn't the right fit, we'll help you find a replacement at no extra cost. We want you to scale confidently without the usual hiring risk. When you hire from Spain, you're not just filling a seat, you're building real leverage, and your team can definitely feel the difference. So if Spain is on your radar for remote hiring, it is absolutely worth exploring. We've covered why Spain is such a smart place to hire, what to culturally expect, how to stay compliant, where to find talent, and how to build strong working relationships. If you want help hiring in Spain, finding the right talent, staying compliant, and getting them onboarded fast, we've got you. Click the link in the description and tell us what you need. We'll match you with people who are remote ready and ready to go. And let me know in the comments, have you hired in Spain before, or are you thinking about it now? If this helped, give it a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.